So it looks like we have some more devastating news as it relates to the gaming world. Apparently, Sony is cutting 900 jobs in their gaming division. So that's going to equivocate to about 8% of the workforce. And this is a pretty big deal because a lot of people are wondering how that's going to affect, I guess, like future games and future projects and all that stuff. And in addition to 900 jobs being cut. Um, I guess for the most part, PlayStation's London studio is eventually going to shut down entirely, and I'm pretty sure that's something that a lot of people are bummed about. And it seems like the gaming apocalypse, that's pretty much what I call it. The gaming apocalypse is something that's going to continue throughout 2024 because God knows 2023 was bad enough, and it wasn't too long ago Microsoft had cut like roughly under 2,000 employees in their gaming division, and that's because of how it was mainly because of how Modern Warfare 3 performed because that game was a dud. And honestly, a lot of people were unhappy with the gameplay experience that Activision Blizzard had provided for them, and a lot of people just called it lazy. And it's something that should have been way better than what it was. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was definitely not among one of the top games of 2023, and it's funny because 2023 was such a great year for video game releases, but then you saw all these video game companies, slashing jobs left and right. And it's pretty much the same. It's like a similar statement that they give, but different in the sense where it's like, we're paying to do this, but at the same time, we're restructuring things in our company to make a more productive gaming experience for our consumers, blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of the same thing that Jim Ryan, the CEO for Sony Interactive Entertainment, had pretty much said in a statement regarding the layoffs, where he thanked the employees for their contributions, but the economic landscape is changing and all that other stuff, and as a result, they're making these cuts, and there's probably going to be more to come a little bit later down the line. But these layoffs have a lot of people wondering how is that going to affect the release of future games. And the thing is, I believe I read somewhere that they don't plan on releasing any new PlayStation 5 games before like spring of 2025. So, games like, you know, Marvel's Wolverine game, games like the new Marvel's Blade game, and you know, I believe there was another title. Oh yeah, Marvel Spider-Man 3 hasn't been announced yet, but Marvel Spider-Man 3 that's not coming out anytime soon, especially considering the fact that Marvel Spider-Man 2 just came out. And yeah, we're not going to really get any like really high profile games, published by Sony Interactive Entertainment anytime in 2024. And that is something that I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be upset about for the most part. And, the cuts have hit so hard to a point where, um, Sony had called, for cuts across like, different first party developers that they have, such as Media Molecule, the developer for the Destiny series, Bungie, along with, Naughty Dog. And pretty much, I do feel that this is something that, like, it had to be difficult for both sides, both the employees and for like the executives as well. But, like for the most part, we all know that VR games have not necessarily picked up, and as a result, that's one of the reasons why like PlayStation London Studio is shutting down. And PlayStation London Studio have been creating VR games like during the second half of the teens decade and all that. And like for the most part, like these job cuts is something that's it's like a sign of like what's going on in the gaming world. On one hand, we're getting a lot of like cool high profile video games. On the other hand, it seems like across the board, like there's been layoffs going around because the economic landscape has just been getting worse and worse and worse. And to be honest, like the economy has been bad like since the late 2000s, and I feel like over the past decade, like people have been like slowly feeling its effects up until now. And yeah, for the most part, this is just bummer news, and it's something that unfortunately is going to continue throughout the year. Um, I'm not exactly sure, what exactly PlayStation, or not PlayStation, but Sony has planned for 2024 in general. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a year of high profile video game releases, and for the most part, like I mean, I don't even know if we're going to get a Call of Duty game this year after how Modern Warfare 3 performed commercially, because Modern Warfare 3 was a disappointment, and some wonder whether or not um, Activision Blizzard should like skip a year or whatever in relation to the Call of Duty series, because I feel like oversaturation has kind of been a problem with the franchise because you get like a new game every single year. And that being said, the layoffs involving, Sony Interactive Entertainment is something that I'm pretty sure it caught a lot of people by surprise, but for those who kind of been like following like the trend that's been going on in the gaming community within gaming corporations, they're not necessarily surprised by this, and we won't be surprised if we get more news like that in the months to come.